Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Explanation. So in this video tutorial I am going to discuss the old question discussion of two chapters. That is, first one is chapter 1, that is overview of computer programming, and next is chapter 2, that is problem solving using computer. Okay, so I'll cover theory portion of these two chapters, and I think almost there are only theories in these two chapters, and I'll not include algorithm and flowchart in this. Okay, so algorithm and flowchart I'll be including in next video series, and also I'll discuss each and every old question one by one, and I'm not going to write each and every answer by paragraph. So whichever question I feel this is important for me to discuss, I'll discuss that. Otherwise I'll just give you overview of all the questions, that what will be the answer of each questions. I'll give overview of all questions, but only few questions I'll be writing the answers. Okay, so let's start without any further delay. So first question is, okay, so this type of questions are asked. Okay, define software and explain its types. Okay, so this question, it's very easy and it has been asked in 2070 ASAR. Okay, so this question can be asked from 6 to 8 marks. Okay, so you have to write the answers. The length of answers should be according to the marks. Okay, if it is of 6 marks, you can write about 2 paragraph. If it is of 8 marks, you have to write 1.5 page. Okay, so like that you have to write the answer according to the marks given. So what is software? Okay, so you know that software is the set of instructions, you can say. Okay, it is the set of instructions that tell a computer, that tells computer, okay, what to do. So this is called to do. This is called software. And what are the types of software? So there are two types of software. One is system software, another is application software. Okay, so system software, it is related to, it helps to run the computer, like it is directly responsible for controlling the computer. Okay, without system software your computer cannot operate. Okay, for example, operating system, so it is the example of system software. But application software, these are the software that is used for performing a particular task. Okay, for example, MS Word. So your computer can run without application software, but your computer cannot run without system software. Fine, so these are the two types of software. And again, in application software we have again three types, that is tailored, packaged, and utility. Okay, so if it is of 8 marks, explain all these also, but if it is of 6 marks, no need to explain, you can write the names of the software. Fine, so let's go to second question. Okay, so second question is, explain about generation of programming language. Okay, so this is one of the programming language, so you can say this is one of the VVVVI question. Okay, so this question has been asked most often. Okay, so either it can be asked like explain about generation, or difference between high level and low level. So from inside of this generation they can ask questions from you. So you know the 5 generation of programming language, I think you all know. So it is first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and fifth generation. So first generation is also called machine language. So in this the language is in the form of zeros and one. Second generation it is also called assembly language. So in this, okay, so in this the language in the form of mnemonics. Okay, so mnemonics, mnemonics. Third generation it is procedural, okay, level language. So C, C++, all of these falls under this language. Fourth generation it is also known as problem oriented language. Okay, so Oracle, SQL, etc., they fall under this generation. Fifth generation is also known as natural language. Okay, so Prolog, Lisp, Mercury, etc. Prolog, Mercury, Lisp, etc. falls under this generation. Okay, so natural language, problem oriented language, procedure oriented language, assembly language, and machine language. Okay, so I think if you remember these keywords, you can write the answer. What is this called and what are the example of this language? Okay, fine. So let's go to another question. Okay, so there is a question. So this question I think they have asked in 2070, that is 2070 Chaitra. Okay, so there is a question called okay, let me erase this. Okay, so there is a question called, so I am going to explain this question. Question number 3, there is a question called explain the salient feature of 5th generation computer. Okay, so 5th generation computer, no need to study this because generation of computer it is out of syllabus. We have generation of language. Okay, so I'll not solve this question. So next question is this, explain. Okay, I'll write in a new board. Okay, so next question is, it's a very important question. Explain 4 major level of debugging. Okay, so 4 major level of debugging, and the next question is major features of C programming. Okay, so I'll write this major level of debugging. So there are 4 major level of debugging. Okay? So the first level is error isolation. Okay, so error isolation means it is used for, you can say it is used for locating an error. Okay, locating an error, where an error is, how to isolate it from other code. Fine, so it is called locating the error. B is tracing. Okay, so tracing, in this technique we use printf. Okay, we use printf statement. We use printf statement to print the value of some important variable. Okay, C is breakpoint. Okay, breakpoint. So it is like it is also called temporary stepping. Okay, point. Fine. So next D number is stepping. Okay, so stepping means executing one instruction at a time. One instruction at a time. Okay, so these are the 4 steps of major levels of debugging. So next question in this was same program. The next question was, what are the major features of C programming? Okay, so I'll just write the keywords for this answer. So major features are, C programming is efficient and fast. Okay, it has got 32 keywords. Fine, so it is portable. Next is, it has ability to extend itself. Okay, and it has a rich set of library. Fine, so these are some of the major features of C programming. Okay, so let's go to next question. So I think this is my question number 4. Okay, so there is a question called, how many ways can we convert high level to machine level? Okay, in how many ways can we convert high level to machine level? Okay, and again it has explain all in detail. It says. Okay, fine, so it has been asked in 2063 push. Fine, so in how many ways? I think you all know. So in 2 ways, that is, first of all, with the help of compiler, and second it is with the help of interpreter. Okay, interpreter. Fine. So in these two way. So explain in detail it says. So compiler, I think you know. So I'll just draw the diagram for this. Okay. So in compiler, what happened? We have a source code. We give it to compiler. Okay, and we'll get the object file. Again we give it to the object file. We'll pass it to linker. Okay, and there are runtime library, and the output of this linker is executable program. Okay, and in interpreter the diagram can be, we have program statement. Okay, we have our program, we pass it to interpreter, and we'll get the executable program. Fine. Okay, so in this way you can explain this. Next question, question number 5, we have differentiate, okay, compiler and interpreter. Okay, so this is I've been asked in 2067 and many more. So this is one of the VVI question. Fine. So you know the answer of this. So compiler, what it does is, compiler and interpreter. So compiler, what it does is, it compiles all the program at the same time, but it compiles the program one by one. Okay, line by line we can say. So it spends a lot of time in analyzing the program, but it spends only little time in analyzing the program. Fine. So in this, the program execution is very fast. Here the execution is very slow. Okay, so I think you can answer this question. So I'm not going to explain this line by line. So next question, question number 6 is, okay, so question number 6 is, what is C programming? Why is C programming mostly used in simulation? Okay, so you can write the properties of C programming here. Fine. So next is execution process. I think also you can also answer this. Next is, how is compiler different from assembler? Okay, how is compiler? I'll explain this code. Okay, so how is compiler different than assembler? Okay, so this question they have asked in 2068 by SAF. Fine. So how it is different? We can write the process of compilation is very complex. Okay, it is very complex than assembler. Okay, so here we can also write that in assembler, okay, in assembler the programming language, it is in the form of mnemonics. Okay, mnemonics, and here, okay, so here it deals with mnemonics, where here compiler it deals with our machine code. Fine. So the compiler takes high level language. Okay, so compiler takes high level language as its source code, whereas assembler takes assembly language as its source code. Fine. So this is one question, the solution of the question. Next is question number 7 we have. Okay, question number 7 we have. Okay, so what are computer programs and computer programming? Okay, so program is a set of instruction, we can say a program is a set of instruction, and the process of developing and implementing this computer program, it is known as computer programming. Fine. So next question is steps followed for developing computer software. We have problem analysis, algorithm, flowchart, coding, compilation, debugging. Okay, fine. So this all process you can write. Next is difference between high level and low level, I think you can answer this question also. Okay, so there is one question that I need to answer, I think. So the question is, what is pseudocode and how it is different from algorithm? Fine, so I'm going to write the answer for this. So pseudocode PC, I am writing this, is an outline written in a form that can easily be converted into real programming statement. Okay, so this is the definition of pseudocode. Now the next is difference between pseudocode and algorithm. Okay, so I am going to write this also. So I'll draw a line first, and here I'll write algorithm, and here I'll write pseudocode. Fine, so we can say algorithm is an ordered sequence of instruction. Okay, ordered sequence of instruction that is used to perform some task. But here we can say that it is an outline of a program written in form that can be converted to real programming. Fine, so you can also write. Next is, it is stepwise analysis. Okay, stepwise analysis, and this is a numbered list of instruction. You can see numbered list of instruction, you can see. Okay, so next is algorithm. It is a textual representation of program, you can say textual representation of program. Okay, and it use a specific programming language. Fine, so next question is, okay, so I think this was some different questions that were asked from chapter 1, and all other questions I think you'll be able to solve. Like so some of the questions that are frequently asked, I'll just write the questions. Okay, so generation of programming language, okay, compiler and interpreter. Next is steps required to solve a program. Okay, next is debugging. Okay, next is types of error. Okay, so next is compilation process. Fine, so all these questions you need to study properly. Okay, so I think that's all for chapter 1. Now next I'll be making video on some other topic. Till then, stay safe and like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you.